Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga Section. I'm here to bring a review for One Piece Manga Chapter 10,000. I mean 10? Wow, 1,048. And all that really happens within this chapter is that the Marine get away and Garp sacrifices himself so that they can get away. We go through the whole, because I think I was saying last week how Garp seems a little bit too calm in the situation. He seems to have a plan. I wouldn't say he really had a plan. It was more of a belief as slash an greater understanding of what his men can actually do, because even though he was telling them these things, they were kind of like, oh, that, what you talk about, that can I really kind of do it, kind of thing. But by the end of the chapter, they prevailed. They are able to get away with Garp sacrificing himself. Now the big question is he dead? Is he dead now? Because by the end of the chapter, we find out that him and the island have disappeared. This is headlines. So all it said is that him and the island disappeared. This doesn't necessarily mean death. However, if you look at the last panel where you see Garp in, he does seem to be, at least in my opinion, he seems to be on death's door. So I wouldn't be surprised if he is dead. But at the same time, I would not be surprised if he wasn't dying within the situation, or just overall they kept him alive, because I can see Blackmail wanting to use Garp as leverage. I don't know what for, I don't know, but I can see him wanting to use Garp as leverage. So there is reasoning for, I'd say there is reasoning for Blackbear to keep him alive. But for now, he's MIA. He's missing in action. So we'll probably be going back to Egghead after this chapter and see what's just going on with the Straw Hats and company. But I feel like there's two more things I want to say about this chapter, and I think I'm going to wrap it up. So first, we have that whole flashback where we flash back to when Garp is training Kobe and Hamapo, and it's that whole two people on the island, one's an old man, one's a kid, but only fits two, who do you save kind of thing, where we have Garp saying, no, correct answer is to save the old man. Basically, just to get you a bit of a mindset of what Garp is really like, which is children are the future, which is true, which is a good mindset to have. But on the flip side to that, wouldn't say he's wrong in his reasoning. It's just, the way I see it is that it's the equivalent of going left and going right, two different directions, but neither one is the correct way to go. Because we have the Marine afterwards, he's saying that all lives are equal, which is also true. But I feel like that this little flashback was thrown in there to just do foreshadow, and so it doesn't come as a surprise. Not that I feel like it would have come as a surprise if it didn't happen, that Garp would sacrifice himself, because he feels like these guys are the future, they need to move forward, his life is unimportant kind of thing. Don't think that flashback was necessary to help us see that reasoning in Garp, because I feel like it's kind of a given kind of thing. But that flashback was thrown in there as well. So the last thing I want to say about this chapter is that whole Kobe flashback. So basically, this chapter paints Kobe as a hard worker, and I'm not against that. But it is kind of a trope that seems to be kind of sliding its way into more series that I'm watching or reading these days. This first came about within Naruto with Roxy, where he is untalented so he has to work extra hard to just keep up to his peers. So this is the kind of light that Kobe was painted in within this chapter, and this whole flashback, at least in my eyes, was to foreshadow why he has the strength to pull off what he does within this chapter, which is break the big hand. And I don't feel like this was necessary. I don't feel like it ups Kobe's character in any way, just by painting him in this light of being the hard worker. I feel like he could have just been any ordinary guy, and it would be the same thing kind of thing. Like, I don't feel like they need to paint him as this talented person who has to work extra hard and then everybody else. Don't feel that was necessary at all. But that's everything I got to say about this chapter. It was a good chapter. Pacing was very nice. It's got dead. I don't know. But if he is, I feel like this was a good way to go out. I forgot. I'm going to give this chapter a 3-star rating. 4. And I always guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If he's dead, it's a four. If he's not, it's a three. Like always guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.